Hello and welcome to another episode of Unapologetically Rich. I'm your host, Shamina Taylor. And today I've got one of the baddest baddies you will ever meet. Her name is Stormy Wellington. Stormy, welcome.
Hi, Shamina.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Welcome to Unapologetically Rich, the show for high-achieving women who refuse to settle. I've helped over 51 women become millionaires and multimillionaires. You're next. I'm here to unlock the next level of wealth, freedom, fulfillment, and feminine power. So hit the follow button, share this with every woman who needs to hear it, and get ready, because every week we're diving deep and rising higher. This is the Unapologetically Rich Show. Are you ready? Let's get to it. Stormy, when I first met her, she's just one of those women that like speak without speaking. You know what I mean? Like when she walks into a room, she's just got a vibe and everybody wants to know her. And Stormy is one of the top women who sell MLM. You do an MLM. And she's also here to empower millions of 1,000 families to become wealthy, right?
Millionaires.
Millionaires. And she's on her road to already doing it. She shares the same mission as I do, but she's doing it her own way. Stormy is probably one of the most abundant women I've ever met. Every time we go to an event, she's got her book out, her pen out, and she's taking notes. A woman who's reached this level of success is still in there as a student. And I always say, I wake up as a student and I go to bed a teacher. And women who are really wanting to get to that next level of wealth, they're always educating themselves. They're always trying to find out, like, what don't I know? Not telling everybody what they do know. But today, I want you to hear everything that Stormy knows. Stormy, so tell us all about you. Like, where did you start from? Because I know you started off, she started off as a stripper, people. Okay, and look where she is now. You have the most incredible story. Just go ahead.
So first of all, it is an honor to be here. I absolutely love the title. I have a whole acronym for that. I don't know if you know this.
No.
So I have a community called Girl Hold My Hand. And every year, we nominate someone to be considered a rich girl.
Wow.
So right now, we have like 6 rich girls. Like 3 kind of like, vanish, how it goes. People that are not consistent. But let me tell you what rich means. It means respect, integrity, character, and honor. And I believe that one of the reasons why I am rich financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, relationally, physically, is because I live my life on respect, integrity, character, honor. So when people ask me, like, how come you think that you keep moving? Why is it that you never get stuck? What is it that that's what I boil it down to. My character, my honor, my integrity, my respect, first for myself. So I want to tell you, this title is amazing, and it resonates with me so much. So I'm so honored to be here with you today.
Thank you. You know what? I ask every guest. She's the first one, though. I've asked every guest, especially today, what rich means. She started out with telling you what rich means. If that's not rich, I don't know what is. And she's got an acronym for it. So this is going to be like a life-changing episode for you. So just hang on. So there's a difference between rich and wealthy, right? Yeah? What's your definition of wealthy?
Wealthy, for me, is not just money.
No.
I think that so many of us put wealth in the category of just money, but wealth is having more than enough love, more than enough joy, more than enough peace, more than enough great friends, more than enough. And I think money is a part of it too. You should have some damn money. So I just think it's more than just money. What if you got a lot of money, you have no friends? What if you have a lot of money, you have poor health? So wealthy for me is having more than enough in every area, of life, not just financially.
You have richness in relationships. I've seen her and her man together, and it's a beautiful thing how this man serves her. I love it. And when I see that, that's wealth to me. When I see something like that, it's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
But your story of where you come, because I want the come up story, because I think a lot of people see success, they see you matching, everything's matching, they see you rich right now.
Let's talk about it.
But let's talk about it, because there's some women that are listening right now that are like, well, how do I get there? And is it possible for me? And the reason why I created this show is not just to speak to the women who are also wealthy, because my audience is very wealthy, but it's also for the women who are like, can that be my turn? Is it my turn next,
I would say this, I learned this from Les Brown. He said, never judge a man by his success, but what he had to overcome to be successful. And I had to overcome a lot. I was a stripper at the age of 13. My first time in the strip club, I was 13 years old, not by choice, but really because, I had no options. My mom was in and out of prison. My mom was in Jamaica. My father was off with his family. And I woke up at 13 years old with no mom, no dad, and almost no place to live. So I found myself at 13 trying to find ways to put food on the table for me and my brother. People don't know this, but I had my first child at 15 because when you're in the strip club, you're in an environment that's fast paced. And where I come from, a way out is a baby daddy, finding someone to give you a baby that could take care of you. So I come from an environment where stripping, scheming, scamming, hustling, robbing Peter to pay Paul. What could you steal today? What could you sell for half price? Who could you hustle today? What could be the next come up? Who's your baby daddy? Who your baby daddy work for? Like, I come from that era. And so I woke up one day and was like, man, this is not it for me. Hell no. God has a greater plan for my life. I woke up one day and was like, no, so what? I grew up in this environment. What else is out there? And that's why I tell people environments are everything. And so I woke up one day and I went to Atlanta, Georgia. Mind you, 10th grade education, high school dropout, ex-stripper, ex-schemer, ex-scammer. I had my first child at 15, my second child at 19. And at 28 years old, I was a TSA agent. I used to be the girl at the airport. I used to be a TSA agent. I used to wear that ugly blue uniform. And I woke up one day as a TSA agent. I had this good job, good government job. And I was like, no. I saw beautiful women like you come through the airport, throw your Chanel bag on a conveyor belt. And I was like, I want to be like her one day.
Yeah.
And so I used to see success. I used to see women with their husbands and with their family and with their Birkin bags. And I used to not hate on it. I admired it. And I used to be like, what do you do? What do you do? And everybody was either in distribution, real estate, some type of investor, or somebody's baby mama. And so I ended up taking a trip to Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if you know about Freaknik. You know about Freaknik? Mm-hmm. So I went to Atlanta, Georgia to Freaknik. And when I got to Freaknik, I could not believe my eyes. Because I'm from Miami. And most successful people in Miami are Latinos. So you don't see a lot of black success. And if you do see black success as a rapper, it's an entertainer, or a football player. I didn't see entrepreneurs thrive in Miami. I didn't see it. And so when I moved to Atlanta and I saw black success, I saw Bentleys, I saw Rolls Royces, I saw Benzes, I said, okay, if they could do it, I could do it too. And so when I got in that environment of seeing other people that look like me, just gave me this hope that I just got to figure it out now. And I could tell you, I read Think and Grow Rich from cover to cover at 19. And that changed my life. When I read that book, I realized, so what? I dropped out of school in the 10th grade. I can literally think and I can grow rich. Non-traditional education is how I became a multimillionaire, how I coached 139 first-generational millionaires. It wasn't because I pledged to is it a sorority, right?
Yeah.
It's not because I pledged to a sorority. It's not because I graduated from high school. It's not because I grew up in the most amazing environment. The odds were against me, and I still overcame. I remember 16 years old, 17 years old, 15 years old. I spent every weekend in the prisons visiting my brother or my mom. So I grew up in a very tumultuous just upbringing. But when I got to Atlanta and I saw success in black people, I said, okay, how am I going to do this? But I knew I was going to get it done.
And you figured it out.
I figured it out. And, let's add this for the highfalutin people watching us today. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia from Miami with $135 worth of nickels, quarters, and dimes to my name, a whole lot of faith. And when I got to Atlanta, literally, I was a bartender. I was sleeping on floors, robbing Peter to pay Paul. But 1 year of moving to Atlanta with big faith, I was a millionaire 1 year after leaving Miami. So by the age of 29, I made my first $1 million from 29 to 29, 1 year later.
That's amazing.
Environments. I had a mentor, I had a coach, I had books, and I believed in non-traditional education. Because everyone that I saw that was traditional education, I wasn't that inspired by their life. I wasn't inspired, respectfully. There's nothing wrong with having a job, so please nobody take this the wrong way. But the 40-40-40 plan never inspired me. It just never inspired me. And I had my mom, who was a drug dealer. And my dad, who had a great job. My dad actually, he just retired after 39 years working for transit. But I saw both worlds, and I didn't want to be like my dad on a job, and I didn't want to be like my mom in the streets. So I needed to find a medium. What is the happy medium? For me, it was multi-level marketing. That's how I made my first $1 million in network marketing.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I love all of this. There's so many things I want to say. I mean, Atlanta, I love how many black wealthy people are in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I mean, you want to see some money, Neo, those boys, Marcus, it's amazing to see what they've created over there. And they all have a very similar story. Yep. And it's like, I always say, if she can, I can.
Exactly.
I look at what people have done, and I'm like, it's possible, because you took yourself out of you didn't even act like a victim. You were like, you know what, I'm just going to change where I am. And I think a lot of people look at other people's success and they'll go, well, how'd she do it? well, or they must have got it from a man. They must have done something. But for women to create success, a lot of people don't really honor it the same way. They think that somebody gave it to them, or they had, they got it through untraditional means.
I mean, but let's be real, Shamina. A lot of women, and I could sympathize with that sentiment, because a lot of women did get it from somebody.
I mean, you're right.
It ain't a whole lot of us out here that got it out the mud. A lot of women, was somebody baby mom. A lot of women, got it from some athlete, some entertainer, for real. So,
I mean, you're right. It's true to say that. I became a single mom unexpectedly, and I was like, there's no way in hell I was going down. So it was like, I'm going to make this wealth. I'm going to create what it is, because I had 2 kids that needed mom to do it, But the way that you did things, I did have an education, though, still at the same time, but I didn't have this life education that I had now, which I think has been the best thing. I think for some people, women who have like a husband or they have a safety net, they never actually find out what their truest success is or what they are capable of making, because they have that safety net.
Exactly.
When you don't have a safety net anymore,
exactly,
it's like, we're going to figure out what I'm made of. Like,
exactly.
I'm going to show up. Like, you had no safety net. It was like, this is it. It was like do or die kind of thing. And
I'm so grateful.
Me too.
I'm so grateful.
And I feel like having that rock bottom, I know that if, knock on wood, it's not going to happen. If I ever dig in, I know how to bring myself back up again.
Right.
And that tool is so important for people when they're creating wealth. I think people think when they have money that the money's going to change or solve the problem. It never does. It's the who you become and the identity. Right. Like, you changed your entire identity. And we talked about this with another guest on the show. And do you see a theme here? Everybody read Think and Grow Rich. People are reading that book. They're educating themselves. Do you see another theme? They're hiring mentors. Do you see another theme where they're learning from people who have already done it before them? Because they know if somebody's done it, you hire them or you work with them, you're going to get there faster. This is what I did. I've invested almost $1 million in just 5 years hiring people who have done it faster than me. Once I made the money, I started pouring it back in my business and myself so I can figure out who's done it faster, because this is how you fast track your results. I'm not going to sit here and try and figure it out on my own when someone else has figured it out. If I see a proven success model with somebody else, I'm going to say, hey, how did you do it? Then show me how, right?
Right.
And so you have this amazing company that you're running now, that you're working with. What are other things that you're doing to create wealth?
So I am a serial entrepreneur.
I love this.
I really am. However, I believe, y'all should write this down, you have to focus. That's an acronym again. Follow one course until successful. When I first got into multi-level marketing, I knew that I needed to, put my all into it, because, network marketing is about building people. And I believe that when you build people, the people could go build anything. And so when I saw the earning potential of, not having to put a lot out, being able to meet new people, being able to help other people, but like, man, I could make $1 million here. Like, I knew that if I put my heart and soul in it, that it was going to happen. So the first thing that I did, because I want to make sure everybody's clear, I made millions of dollars in one thing, with one thing, multi-level marketing. Got into my company, had tremendous success. And what ends up happening when you have success, it becomes a responsibility. You're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So you're supposed to go help somebody else, recreate what you've done. I feel like that is how you stay rich, by helping somebody else. Never forget the person that you used to be. And so after, making millions of dollars in network marketing, I created a digital course. I have online courses. I have online books. I have the Network Marketing Masterclass. I have the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Recruitment. So in my network marketing company and in the industry, in the world, you may not know this, in the world, there is no one in multi-level marketing that has recruited more than me in the entire world.
Wow, let's go. That deserves a clap up there. So, really, that's something I'd be telling the whole world about. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because you were the number one then.
I'm the number one in the industry, over 15,000 personal recruits. And I attract them all from social media pretty much. Like, my business is social media heavy, social media driven.
And that's where you feel like that's where you're getting, by showing up on social media.
Oh yeah, I tell people I hustle on the social media streets.
Okay, wait, we have a social media street. What makes you so powerful to attract those people and convert them over?
You know what? I show up as my authentic self.
Jeez, this is it. This has been the theme.
Authenticity carries the highest frequency. I am authentically all the things that I give you. I do not sugarcoat or hide who I am. You don't have to go searching for who I am. So, as I said, I created a digital product. I have a course. I have books. I have an online community. Right now, we at about 500 women, and we're scaling right now. The goal is to get to 10,000 by the end of this year.
You will.
And I know I will, because I have the right team now. I'm not doing it by myself. I have the right team that has the automations, the AI, the systems. You know,
Those are important things in running a business.
But it's not easy. A lot of times we think we could do everything. I have the heart for business. I have the heart for the people. I have the mind for the people. I have the skills, the training, and the understanding of how to get you out of your head and into your life. But I am not afraid to tell you, I am not the girl that knows how to set up systems and automations and SOPs. Listen, I have a Girl Hold My Hand community. We meet every Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. I do women's events. I do workshops. And I tell you right now, Shamina, we just created an SOP like 2 weeks ago. I have not had an SOP, and I've been doing this event for 12 years.
Wow.
But it's from my heart. And so people can feel that, they can sense the authenticity in the educator and the teacher and the trainer. So I have my community, which is, I make money from it. It's not a nonprofit, okay? I also have a skincare line. I think the first thing people are gonna see is your skin. And my mom, she passed away. May she bless us all in this room. I love my mom. I feel like she's in this room with us right now. But my mom died August 26, 2011. She was coming home that day. And I watched my mom have an anxiety attack and die holding my hand. Wow. And my mom didn't age well. Her skin took a very bad, turn when she went to prison. My mom went to prison at 57, came home at 61. And so I've always had a fear that I was not gonna age well. So I created a skincare line that enhances the youthful appearance for women.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you. So I used my skincare line for 8 years. And then I invested $5 million with Grant Cardone.
I know, you told me that.
My passive income, I'm so grateful. I don't have to do anything for money. I get to pick, choose, and refuse. I literally make enough money with Grant Cardone that I could chill on that money.
Pick, choose, or refuse, and passive income. I preach this, having multiple revenue streams, but also making money in your sleep. When your money's making money for you is really, really important. How you invest it, how you use it, distribute it. But someone in a scarcity mindset couldn't do something like that. Somebody has to be, you had to work really hard to let your money go and allow it to go multiply and come back. I mean, right? Am I
had
wrong?
a scarcity mindset. I don't know if you noticed, Shamina. I used to be on food stamps. I used to be on Section 8. You know what Section 8 is?
Yeah, of course.
I used to live on the Section 8 subsidiary. I used to get WIC. I used to get government assistance. All three of my children were born on Medicaid. You understand what I'm saying? So I come from scarcity. Scarcity was my middle name. I filed bankruptcy twice before the age of 19.
How'd you overcome it?
Mentors, coaches, and environments.
That's right.
I believe that you could have
you broke yourself of it.
I had mentors, coaches, and environments. I am not here advocating for you. I'm not even advocating for me, because we both are mentors, coaches, and we create environments. I am telling you, I would not be the woman I am today if it was not for women like you, women like me, mentorship programs, masterminds, environments. If it wasn't for that, then I would say to everybody, okay, good luck in trying to figure things out. No, it's 2025. You can have YouTube University, mentors, coaches, and environments. That's how I became the woman I am today. And I'm still becoming somebody. I am on a 100-day journey. July 17th, I'm gonna be somebody new. I don't know who she's gonna be, but I'm doing all of the things deliberately to recreate myself as we speak right now.
You see that vision of her?
I don't really see her because I like who I am now.
Yeah.
So I don't really see her. I would be lying to you. I just know if I do the work, whoever she is going to be, she's going to be fabulous.
Let me ask you a different question. Do you feel like an evolution of Stormy is coming?
Oh, yes.
And so there's a bigger level where you're upgrading to. So every day you're waking up as this version of yourself that you feel is coming through. I feel that too.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm a powerful woman, but I also know there's more power for me. I feel it, that it's coming through, but how am I going to choose every day? So talk to me about your daily practices, because I know you're very regimented about steering to, sometimes I'll see your stories. Stormy's walking again, Vanessa's behind her, they're going through, they're doing their 10,000 steps. I started doing that with my vest, and I feel like our habits are who we are.
That's right.
Our daily practices are who we are. I also believe but also rest is important too, because you can't be on all the time. But you're the type of woman that starts off very early in the morning. So tell me about your schedule.
So I believe that everybody should create a life system. And,
a life system.
A life system.
Okay.
I believe that you should treat yourself like a corporation. You are a corporation. So in my mind, I am Stormy Nicole Wellington Incorporated, or LLC, whatever. But I am everything to my business. And a lot of times people tell you shouldn't be everything in your business. You should. Granted, I'm talking about when I say everything, I know what I want the end result to be. And a lot of people think they got to have all of the right mechanics in place before they go become whoever this person is that they want to become. Me personally, right now, I treat myself like a corporation. I am the one who made me the multimillionaire that I am today. The vision, the work ethic, the leadership, the brand, the marketing, everything. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. pretty much it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I may get into 7, maybe. That's sleeping in to me. 7 o'clock is it 7 o'clock? Did I just wake up? Great job, Stormy. I'll be like celebrating myself, like, yay, you in the bed and it's 7, but I'm up at 6. I wake up in the morning, I check in with myself, like, how is Stormy Wellington doing? How you feeling? You know, are you okay today, Stormy? You know, like, I check in with me.
So you talk to yourself?
Yeah. You know, it's not like a whole conversation. It's just like, how are you today?
Yeah.
You feeling good? All right, bitch, let's go. Get up. I talk to myself like that. Like, get up. Let's go. It's time for you to go. If you don't go kill it, you're not gonna eat it today. And so I wake up in the morning. Who got my peace? Every morning, who got my peace? I have God mornings. I tell people God morning, God morning. So I have my own Bible study, my own downloads, my own, direction that's given to me. Is God downloads these things in me every morning. And then I meditate with not 8, but at 8 a.m., I meditate with hundreds of women all around the world. I am a single mom. My son is 11 years old. I still get him ready for school in the mornings. This morning, I'm getting him dressed. And he's halfway getting dressed. He's like, Mom, can you make me a sandwich, please? So I cook eggs and bacon and, toast in the morning. I give him his vitamins in the morning, every morning, except when I'm, traveling. And then on the weekends. But I am very much a mom. After I find my peace, I drink my mushroom coffee. I am a mushroom coffee drinker. I take my energy supplement every morning.
Which I just took, by the way.
And you're going to feel it coming in your body real soon.
And I got her lip gloss on,
You're going to feel it. You look cute. I told you look cute. And then after I finish with my meditation, I take my NutriBurst, my vitamin, and I go for a walk. Today, I did not want to walk. Oh, my God. My 10,000 steps. I was like, here we go. And it was hot. It's hot in Miami. It's summertime, like, for real right now. A little close to it. But I believe that whatever you can't do, you must do. And the days you don't want to do it is the days you really do it. When I got back home today, I was like, you go, girl. And I got home maybe like 20 minutes earlier than I normally get home because I was so busy. How
long do you walk for?
10,000 steps takes you like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But today it took me like an hour and 10 because, look, I was so ready to get home. I put a little bit more pep in my step. And I came home, I got on the scale. I'm 146 pounds, right?
Let's go.
I have not been 146, Shamina, in like 20 years.
Wow.
And it's like, first you make your habits and your habits make you.
Yeah.
So I'm recreating my habits. I'm changing everything. On this 100-day journey, there's 5 things I do every day. Number 1, I accept the fact that you're blessed, man. You're blessed. Like, I don't look at, like, I have a beautiful home. I have a beautiful lifestyle. And sometimes you just become so familiar with yourself. I don't do that anymore. Like, I'm like, my God, look at this beautiful home you purchased for yourself. Look at you, Stormy. Look how pretty you are. Look how grateful.
You talk to yourself with love.
Like, come on, man. Like, be grateful. So I count my blessings. I'm grateful for everything. I'm not mad because something didn't work out. I'm like, God, okay, thank you for not allowing it to work out. So I'm counting my blessings more than ever. On the way here, I was just grateful. Like, man, me and Shamina get to sit down and talk as women. She's going to get to know me a little bit more. I'm going to get to know her a little bit more. And gratitude, you know what I mean? To be next to another powerful woman. Too. You know what I mean? Like, power, like, when 2 women can empower each other, to me, that is the most sexiest, most beautifulest thing without insecurities, without jealousy. Look, I said this lipstick would be perfect. As soon as I looked at Vanessa, what a lipstick for Shamina. And look how that lipstick looks on you.
And I put it right on right away.
It looks perfect on you.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
I'm happy to know that a little lipstick that's $20, I gave it to you, you look pretty.
Thank you.
And I'm empowered how it matched the contrast of your face and your jacket. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always finding more reasons to just be grateful. Because I believe in the universal laws that govern this universe. So the more gratitude I have, the more things are going to be given to me. Another thing I do, I know I'm not like anybody else. It's so funny because my daughter called me this morning and she was like, Mom, she's going to get me if she sees this. She's like, Mom, how am I going to teach people, listen to this question, right? Mom, how am I going to teach women how to open up their own boutique when I really closed mine down already? I said, Manaya, because you've made millions of dollars with it already. You don't have to have it now, but you did it already. And a lot of us as women, we oftentimes do things and we question what we've already done. So what? I don't do it how Shamina does it. I don't do it how Elena Cardone does it. I don't do it how Oprah Winfrey does it. I do it how Stormy does it.
That's right.
And Stormy does it damn good.
Yes, she does.
So I remind myself every day that I'm not like anybody else. I'm very different. I'm very unique. I could tell sometimes when I come into certain environments that my energy is big, that people be like, why is she so excited? Like, what's wrong with her? Nothing wrong with me. I'm happy as hell. And I'm grateful. And you're not going to forget me when I leave you. Intentionally, So this is a daily practice. I also, number 3, I respect that I am rare, but I also have wisdom and I have great judgment. So Stormy, don't ever second guess me. You know what you know what you know. Accept that you have wisdom and you have the power of choice. Every day, you're a powerful girl. You are a multimillionaire. Listen, Shamina, my biggest month in business, I made like $4 million
Let's
in
go.
in 1 month. No disrespect, but I respect what you've done, how you done it. But have you coached 139 first generation millionaires? And have you made $4 million in a month?
No.
So I had to, but here's the thing. I need to tell you this, and whoever's listening that may need to hear this. With all that I've done, I still sometimes feel insecure. And I have to remind myself, excuse me for cursing. Can I curse on your show?
Oh, God, yes.
I'd be like, no, bitch, you are Stormy Wellington. You did this. You drive a Rolls Royce. You have a 10th grade education. Your home is paid off. All your ducks in a row. Your taxes are paid. You have an incredible man. You have no issues with your health. Like, girl, you did that. You have people in the world that tells you thank you every day because you changed their life. So I have to remind myself that I am who I am.
I was going to ask you that, like where you got to have that self-talk, because this the first person is going to raise doubt in your head, and without even knowing about it, even subconsciously, is going to be that little small voice, and maybe that little unhealed child inside of you that's going to make you want to play small. Every single day, it's going to want to take you back to safety, where you're like, no, bigger.
That's right.
And no, you got to go bigger. No, and so you got to be your own pump up girl.
You got to talk to yourself.
You got to talk to yourself in a way that you would talk to your daughter or anybody else.
Yep.
Like, and you can't play small in that respect. And I love that. That, I mean, if anybody's listening to this and the takeaway, I mean, what are the things that you're saying to yourself? Because those words matter. What you're saying to yourself matters, and how you're thinking and feeling. But if you're listening to Stormy, you're really getting a little, like, this is for free too. I'm telling you what she's telling you, like, as far as this mentorship is how she talks to herself. You know, I mean, we're the first person to put ourselves down. You know that, like, someone would criticize ourselves, but she's like intentionally saying, no, look at you. Exactly. Look what you've done. You know, I've only coached 51 women to $1 million, but I'm young doing it, you know, but I know that I look at her and I'm like, she's showing me what's possible.
Yes.
You know, when you take that jealousy out, or that, you know, comparison.
Hello, somebody.
Okay. Then you'll see what you can create, because collaboration is everything, and connection and working with women. I mean, this is the level you need to get on if you want to get to that next level.
We are better together than apart.
Always.
And there's the laws of this universe that works. When 2 or 3 are gathered together, he is in the midst. He, the energy, the God, the assignment that you are on. When somebody comes into your energy and your environment, figure out what are they there for. Like, every time I see you, I'll be like, what are we going to do together?
I know. I say the same thing.
What are we going to do together? Then I meet this lady, I forgot her name, when we came in. And I'm like, here we go again. I'm seeing this lady again. So I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, okay, we supposed to do something together. Nothing happens by mistake.
Never.
Everything happens because it was supposed to happen. It's our job to dissect, to understand where does that piece fit in the puzzle of where I am right now. What could I do to help her? Because there's always something you can do to help the other person.
Right.
Especially if they came in your energy. But it's always reciprocity. Again, that's the laws. The law of reciprocity, the law of correspondence, the law of relativity. You know, you have to give to receive, right? So every time somebody comes around, I'm like, okay, how can I add more value? That's why I bought the skincare for you. Oh. Okay, I need to know I'm one up in Shamina today.
You did, because
Shamina didn't bring me nothing.
Listen,
where's my gift?
It's coming in the mail.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. So after you talk to yourself in the morning, because I want to hear, because I think this is very valuable
Talk to me.
because she has lots of success and you're going to learn from her. But what else do you do?
So I meditate.
I meditated for 1 hour every day for 8 years, and I tell you, it changed my life.
That's a lot. I don't know if I can do a whole hour.
No, I had a lot of trauma to work through, but
hours a lot.
It was a lot.
That's powerful, though.
No, but I needed it. My nervous system was dysregulated.
Wow.
My body needed that. I had PTSD, and I didn't realize, and I wanted to get my channeling and my consciousness there. I read people so well. I knew that was my journey that I needed to do. You know, 5 minutes you need. She's doing it in the morning. Something simple.
And at night before I go to bed, I read a book for 30 minutes every night.
I do that too.
Wow.
Because I feel like it's like, I want to instead of watching TV, you don't know what you're putting in your mind. Your subconscious gets programmed right before bed. So whatever you're feeding your mind before bed is what you're going to be putting into it. So be mindful instead of scrolling your phone. I love to read. I love something new to read. But keep going. What else do you do? You talk good stuff to yourself.
So the fourth thing is I believe in going the extra mile, meaning do more than you are paid for. And then eventually you'll get paid more for what you do. And I'm not expecting my employer, like I don't own my network marketing company, for example. I'm a top earner in the company, but I don't expect.
She hasn't turned one yet.
Right. I don't expect the owner of the company to give me anything extra than what I deserve. My return comes from God. God's gonna bless me with more than enough. I don't expect that I go the extra mile for you and I'm waiting on Shamina to give me something. Let me see if Shamina gonna repay me for what I did today. I bought her some lip gloss and skincare. Let me wait and see if she's gonna send me something in the mail. No, My debt is with God. So I've always been that girl that I believe in the spirit of excellence, and I'm gonna go the extra mile. I'm always gonna be the one to be extra. I'm gonna be in the room later than everybody. I'm gonna take a picture with everybody. Like, look, I travel all over the world, and there are hundreds of people in the room with me sometimes. I've had to take a picture with everyone to the point where it's 2 hours and I'm still taking pictures. I'm not like, I gotta go, I'm in a rush. No, because I remember when I was a girl that all I wanted was a picture with a woman like you. And that picture became my screensaver, and I saw myself through your eyes. So I go the extra mile. And then the last thing that I do that's important, I find the God and the love in everything. Because every day, you know this as an entrepreneur, challenges is gonna come. It's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be something to test you. You know, you gotta be tested, approved if you are who you are. So I don't get ruffled or frustrated by tests. I know that adversity advances the assignment. I got to pass the test in my abundance. So every day I'm like, okay, where can I find more love? Where can I find more God? Because I know that grace and love follows me. So I just operate so differently because I remember who I used to be and I know who I am. I could go back to that old girl. So I pay attention to myself. I observe myself. I listen to audiobooks. I read books. I talk to people. I don't judge people, but I read them. I pay attention to their body language. I pay attention to what they give me. And that's how I stay grounded, by being mindful of who I am, but who am I letting get close to me, and why, and what happens to me after they get close to me. What happens to my money? What happens to my peace? What happens to my health? Who do I become after you've come into my energy? I pay attention to everything in my life, especially more now than ever.
I just had a conversation with someone earlier, and I'm like, if someone has a very, very broke mindset or scarcity or that victimness, they can't come in my world at all.
That's right.
Like, it's just, that's how I protect my peace.
That's right.
Because you say the average of the 5, but you bring in a broke mindset that I could get, that's contagious.
That's right.
So I'm very, very careful who I bring in my circle.
That's right.
And the women that I roll with. And I love women who are successful and want to see other women win. That is such a, it's such a scarce, it's a limit, it's in lack. Really, and it's unfortunate that there's not enough women out there that are hyping up other women. And I want to change that. Like, I want more women to feel like their success is not going to be judged by other women. Just because another woman's successful doesn't mean it can't happen for you. And this is something that I want to normalize. This is why I created this show, Unapologetically Rich. You get to have all the things. It doesn't, just because you're successful doesn't mean it's going to take away from me,
That's right.
from Stormy or anybody else. Like, we all can. You know, I was having dinner last week in Dallas, and there was 20-something guys. They're all entrepreneurs at the table. We're at Nick and Sam's, and I was the only woman. Lots of zeros at that table, okay? It was like that all week. I was at a marketing event because I'm learning how to create passive, more things in my business. And why don't we have those kinds of tables where there's women that are getting together like that and having these dinners where they're coming to, listening to those conversations, how men talk about money. They're not even talking about them being, competitiveness or what. They're talking about big talk about money. And I want that for us women. But the only way we're going to get to that level is if we start competing with each other, if we stop judging each other, if we stop looking at what everybody else has instead of what was possible for you. So I want you to start seeing, like, where can you provide value maybe in your small circle, or where can you change the way you see and look at things from maybe, if she can, I can. You hear the theme though. Every single person that sat here, the success that they have is because they saw someone else doing it and they thought the opportunity was there from them. Because, Stormy, be honest with me. Do you think everybody can have success?
Yep.
And why doesn't everybody have success?
Because their mindset.
Their
mindset. I think it's so crazy. This morning, I wrote in my notes, everybody could be rich. I didn't even know your show was called Unapologetically Rich, by the way. I did not know. So we walked in, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I believe that everybody could be rich.
Yes.
But it's within your will and your disciplines. And what's in your mind? Your mindset is your greatest asset. So if you don't know and you have been institutionalized, or you've been around a bunch of poverty, stricken people, you really don't think that you can. And that's why I tell people, whatever you can't do, you must do. If you don't believe that you can do something, find other people that have done it and find a way to get close to them, read their books, get in their communities, sit at the table. We have to be around more people that kind of look like us too. Because I could tell you, if I didn't see other Black success, and again, I'm not racist. I love everybody. I got white friends, Asian friends, Indian friends, Italian friends, Kazakhstan friends, right? But I really believe when I saw another Black woman rough around the edges like me, like I'm not no punk. Like I'm really like a gangster chick for real. Like I'm the girl that if I didn't know how to tame myself, I used to beat people up.
Me too.
Oh, you did?
I had some street fighting back in the day.
Well, see, I used
That's
to
why
fight,
we
you
probably
know.
get along. I mean, not that I brag about it, but I mean, like, I would throw down some bitch and like, cool, let's
ain't
go.
nobody got time for that anymore. That is
no.
poverty
That-
mindset.
Well, that's
that
where
is
I was.
not the rich mentality.
That was my victim mindset back then.
Exactly.
But that was a teenager. But if someone was going to come at me, I was going to protect myself.
Exactly. But everybody could be rich. It's just a choice. And it's a discipline. Unfortunately, people are not consistent enough to get to the rich part.
So when you've coached these 139 women, I can tell you what I've helped break a pattern in them. What do you, because you probably know, because you said you read people, what is the one thing when you meet all of them that you're like, once she gets over that, she's going to find the success? Like, and that's the resistance and the struggle that they see.
Self-esteem.
Yeah.
A lot of women have low self-esteem and low self-worth. And if you have low self-esteem and low self-worth, your net worth will never outweigh your self-worth.
Right, because your net worth is dependent on your self-worth.
Exactly. So I help them work on their own personal worth. Like,
tell me an example. Like,
I give you a great example. I give you a real great example. My sister, my blood sister, came to my house the other day, and she was so nice. I'm like, I have not seen you this nice in forever. What is going on? She was like, listen,
What
bitch,
you want?
I lost 100 pounds. And I said, you do look good. And she said it was 100 pounds. And I said, wow, you look great. And she goes, I realized that I was not depressed. I was fat. I was insecure. I couldn't, like, she walked with me 10,000 steps. We went to F45. We worked out together. And she wasn't, she was acting tired in the workout, but I was like, go sis. Like, I was cheering her on, saying, don't try to do what I do. I've been doing this for years. But the mere fact that you're in here with me and you're attempting the movements, it just validates that you on the right path. Because 6 months ago, you wouldn't even attempted to come here with me because you was fat, depressed, and unhappy. So a lot of women don't know that you are not depressed, you're just overweight, and you're not happy within your own skin. So I help them, number one, to lose some weight. Like, I'm right now on this weight loss protocol. It's called GLP-1, the slimming system. I lost 15 pounds in the last 12 days.
Congratulations.
So I'm freaking excited about, and I'm only on a system now 3 weeks. I can't imagine where I'm gonna be in another 3 weeks. So my point is, no pun intended, though I am in the weight loss industry, for real, for every pound you lose, you gain an ounce of beauty. So when you lose weight, it does something to your self-esteem.
It does.
And
we were talking about this at dinner. I was like, since I've lost some weight, because I've always been a fit, skinny.
You did lose some weight, by the way.
Fit.
And you
slim
always
girls.
look good, though.
Yeah, but I've always been I was a bodybuilder. I was like fit, lean, and then business, I negotiated something, my hormones kicked in, some shit happened, right? I'm not gonna make excuses, but I'm making excuses. I'm making excuses. But I negotiated my health, right? Which I'm never doing again. But the moment that I started getting back again, little 5-year-olds are telling me I look pretty.
And how does that make you feel, though?
It made me feel amazing. And let me tell you, like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, these compliments are coming in everywhere. I'm like, I'm feeling my sexy ass self again.
You feel me?
And I was, what's that?
You feel me?
Yes. And so let me tell you something. There's something to be said about this, because if you don't feel good in the skin you're in, then maybe your potential to create the wealth that you want is not there either. So you're gonna not want to be seen fully. So you're gonna hide behind your success that could be possible and potential for you, right?
There you go.
And so feeling good, looking good, and people will say that's shallow. It's not. Because if you have that weight or you're not feeling that way that you want to feel, what can you change about it? And I was determined. I was like, I'm gonna spend all the money in the world. I hired a naturopath. I'm like, let's do what I need to do. I follow instructions because I'm coachable. I hired someone who's a mentor, and I listened to exactly what they told me to do, and I did it. And oh my gosh, it's working, right? But I was willing to do whatever it took. And I think, and now I'm feeling back to myself again,
Crazy.
And this is where I think a lot of women, their self-esteem comes in, so they don't feel powerful enough to walk in a room. They want to hide, or they're afraid to speak up, or they don't want to go on video.
That's right.
She just told you right now that social media has been the thing that's brought her millions of dollars, $4 million a month. Social media. And so many of you are afraid to show up online.
A $1.3 million day.
Let's go. Okay.
And I'm talking about Instagram only.
And just Instagram. And I'm gonna eventually get on her level, because I'm gonna start doing some shit up there and right soon, okay? But I'm gonna be in my Stormy vulnerability moment, okay? So you're gonna see. But this is the thing, this is free. Instagram is free. I mean, you showing women how to run a business, it's free for them to make money. You're not paying for this platform. You're showing them how to be yourself. But the only way you can truly love and be yourself is if you are good with the skin you're in.
That's right.
And I do align with this. But how you do one thing
It's
how you do
A lot of things. I used to say everything, but it's not everything, but it's a lot of things. There you
Several
go.
things.
Yep. So here's the interesting thing. You know, I have
Many
a training.
things is what I say.
Yep. Well, I used to say how you do everything is how you do anything, but that's not really true. So I've recalibrated that, knowing this. But here's what I was going to tell you. Interesting. Last month, I went to my Instagram page. I had 1.7 million viewers that came to my page in the last 30 days.
Independent, like new?
New. And I was like, okay, this is low as hell. I train people on this social media training. I call it the 6-step hustle formula, how to hustle on the Instagram streets. Long story short, I applied, because sometimes, you forget your own trainings. You stop doing what you know to do. So I got back on what I know to do. And Shamina, in the last 30 days, I have 9 million people come to my page in the last 30 days.
Can anybody take that course?
Yeah, free, everything.
Well, we're going to have to get that link because y'all need to take that course.
No, I mean, not free, but I'm sorry. So
no.
I normally charge $30,000 to $50,000 an hour for this training.
How much?
When I do this training, I've only done it for masterminds or mentorship programs. However, it hit me the other day. I have to turn it into a digital product because people need to have access to it.
Do you have it somewhere someone can watch?
Nope.
Okay, so this is how I'm going to help Stormy. This is getting born right here because this training needs to go out into the world, and we need to find out how we can make some money and monetize this brilliance that Stormy has put together. Okay, because every time I see someone's gift, I'm like, let's make a premium product from that. That's what I'm good at. I'm like, let's do some high ticket shit.
Yeah, we do. I should have done it. I've been doing this training now, so I've been on Instagram for like 16 years. Well, no, 10 years. I started off on MySpace. Now I'm on Instagram.
Can we get 5 things that people should be doing on Instagram now that they're not doing?
Absolutely. Number 1, they should post 4 times a day.
Let's go. This is another person that said that today.
Oh, somebody said that?
Yeah.
You should post 4 times a day. I don't care about
what type of content.
Everything about
lives,
who you are.
like what? Like
a live.
Stills?
Live is 5. Live would mean 5 times a day.
Okay.
So a live does not count. You should post 4 times a day.
Okay.
Different things: reels, videos, pictures. You see, I didn't come here by myself. I have my content guy here. He's not free. He's working. He's gonna get videos of me coming here, pulling up pictures. My life is
By the way, I just love
contentable.
you.
Thank you.
Like, I literally love you.
Girl, hold my hand.
Oh my gosh.
Hope you don't mind if you show me the way, girl. Thank you. I love you too.
I just had to give that love to her because my heart was like going like,
oh, thank you.
no, you're just amazing.
Yeah, so you should post every day, 4 times a day.
4 times a day. Okay, what else?
Your first post should be before 9 o'clock in the morning.
Let's go.
So if you sleep at 10, that's how you create a new discipline. If you know that you had to post before 9 in the morning, won't you wake your butt up? So again, I'm a corporation.
And you create all your own content.
Oh, yeah.
Everything, you make every single post.
Everything is my
There's an energy to that, isn't there?
Absolutely. It's my fingers, it's my pictures,
I saw her. We were at a
caption.
mastermind one day. She had her phone out like this, and she was like, I'm like, what's she doing? Before we were even done, she already had a post.
Period.
Done.
I work on
She didn't even
the internet.
overthink it. She's like, this is my phone. It's where I make money from.
Yeah, I work there. Like, people be like, you always on live, and that's why I'm rich and you're broke. Hello.
Hey,
Spoiler alert. Maybe you should take notes. That's why I have
I'm
money
rich and you're
you
broke.
are trying to borrow money from me right now. Oh. Maybe you should get on Instagram and start running your business. So you should post before 9 o'clock.
Okay, what else?
You should post 4 times a day.
That's your first one.
Yeah, your first post is before 9. You should also have an iPhone. I'm sorry, don't beat me up, don't kill me, don't be mad at me because Instagram pixels look better on an iPhone. When you use Android, the pictures don't look good. So you should really get an iPhone. It's important. You should also, if you are an entrepreneur, you maybe should have 2 phones.
Yep, I have 2 phones.
You should have 2 phones. Kevin Gates has a song called "I Got 2 Phones."
But not for that thing though, and especially.
You know the song.
But if you got a green phone, did that green text come up? You should pass on that anyway too, right? So let's go.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Sounds like something I missed over here.
I'll tell you later.
All right, but yeah, you should get an iPhone.
Yep.
You should post 4 times a day.
2 phones.
You should have your first post before 9. You should also be consistent. Like, it's not fair to develop a social media audience and then abandon them. Like, I could tell you, I learned the hard way. I went on a 40-day, 40-night fast because I was so beat up from people. And I took it out on everybody. I'm going to show you guys. I'm getting off of Instagram. That was the stupidest thing to ever do. I should have fasted from something else. Not my business. Not my money.
Not your money.
Not my money. So, you got to be consistent. And consistency will pay. If you just keep doing it until, like, people think that they need money to do everything. Yes, you got to start the thing with money. But, I started my first business with $1,500.
I mean,
I made over $51 million in the last 10 years with a $1,500 investment.
$51 million?
And my overhead is $150 a month for that business.
Let me tell you something. You all just hear what those numbers are? And did you hear someone else? I think it was Sophia Castro. She only had $1,500 and turned that into $1 billion. So
Damn.
you think you get a lot of money to start? Listen to it. Keep going.
You need a lot of will.
Oh.
And you got to move around. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to know that
On social media.
On social media. I mean, period. How many times me and you bumped into each other at masterminds? We're like, oh, hey, Shamina, we're both in the same place. Because it's an energy that
I get on a plane
attracts.
and I come here and I do the things.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't wait till it comes to your
Nope.
community. You're like, okay, where do I got to go? I'm going to chase what
Be
I'm
in the
looking
room.
for. Exactly. So you got to be consistent on social media. You cannot start and stop. I don't care if you don't make no money for 2 years. The worst thing you could do is start something and stop. It is bad for your own self-esteem. When you start to pull people in, the first post you put out about whatever you're trying to market, trying to brand, people are looking for you to finish. So if you say one time, hey guys, this cup is amazing. This is the best cup. It keeps all my drinks cold, right? And then all of a sudden I see you 2 weeks later, I never see the cup again. You told me to buy this cup. It keeps my drinks cold. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Your drink's gonna be cold. And next thing you know, I see you with another canister with another drink and it's cold. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. She's a fraud. So you gotta know that when you are not consistent, you look stupid. You look like a fake. You look like a fraud and you really affect people that probably could have been a great steward of your teaching. So don't look at it ain't happening fast enough as a sign to quit. Just get more creative. Don't be afraid to be a little bit more controversial. I purposely do things on social media.
Friction.
Oh man, listen, I put a video up the other day and I was kind of camel toe-y a little bit. You know what a camel toe is?
No. Oh,
You know
camel toe. Oh, girl, I know what that is.
I was a little, you give me that you be camel toe a couple of days too. You a little camel toe lady. You used to be camel toe? Okay, so I was very camel toe in this video. Ladies, y'all know camel toe, right? And I knew they was gonna get me. Look at Shamina page and her picture. She'll show. I'm just kidding. But I knew that the video was gonna be like, now
A little camel toe-ish.
I knew it.
Yeah, and you know people can call it out.
I call it camel toe-ery. So whenever I do something, it's something ary. It's a joke. So I was very camel toe-ery. And when I did it, I looked at it, I said, whenever I have to second guess, should I post it?
You post it.
It's gonna be the best one.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, they're gonna get me. I am very camel toe-ery. And let me tell you, it went berserk.
Oh, man.
The shares was crazy, and I guarantee they were saying, look at her camel toe. So what? Thanks for the shares. 9 million views is a part of how that happened.
You know what? I saw a video with you, you fell down the stairs.
Do you know that's my most viewed video in my career?
I fell off a private jet. I need to go get that. Yeah, I know.
You
With
didn't
these
post
heels,
it?
I need to go make a video with it now that I think about
Hello?
it. Like, it was an accident. I was coming down. It was this much to get off the jet. And I was going out and making
Trying to be
content.
cute. You thought you was cute.
Cute.
I know.
Boom. And then I went straight down. And then everybody was just rewinding. We're watching. It was on. It was
Where is
terrible.
it?
I got it. I'll have
Post
to.
it.
I'm going to post
People
it.
love you when you're not perfect.
This is the theme that everybody's been saying. Stop trying to be perfect. Be real. Like I love how you wake up and you do all your things.
Let me tell you what I did the other day. And it was like 2 years ago, and it just hit me.
it bust out some camel toe too, by the way.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm gonna bring that shit.
So I did this video, and I think I said the wrong word.
Bring some camel toe.
Like give them. Let me tell you something. Give the people what they want.
Yes.
Like give them what they want, and
They
then
want the real.
They want the authenticity.
Yeah.
So give them a little camel toe, give them a little booty, give them a little imperfections. You know, when I get home, I take my wig off.
I love when you do that.
Yeah, like,
I want to
come
go look in
on.
that room in your house.
You gotta come over.
Because that's an aspiration to have a room like that. I was like trying to I need
Don't
some
worry, I
video.
think I'm having an event. I think I want you to be one of my guests.
Okay, I need more.
Come on up,
She said she
come
thinks
on up.
we need a confirmation here.
No, I want you to be there. Like it's gonna be powerful women, and your name keep coming up in my spirit.
Okay.
And I believe in reciprocity, so I'm happy to be here. I want to bring you to my event.
Tell another thing. We have one more that
Tell
you
me,
said.
tell
The
me.
last thing. It was 5 things you're going to give them for
Oh,
social
so
media.
the 5th thing is you should comment and use 5 words when you're commenting on people's
So
stuff.
don't just put like a
emoji.
Oh.
Everybody does that. That's so inconsiderate, so non-connecting.
Strike the conversation up.
Yeah, like, so what, you put the fire. Okay, thanks. But you know what? Man, Stormy, your dress is fire. Fire marks.
Do you ever use services that help like comment and stuff like that?
So on my page, I have VAs that comment to people that comment on my posts.
Because you can't go back and comment all those things.
No. But me personally, if there's ever a comment on somebody's page, it is me.
Yeah, okay.
But on my page,
like if you're looking at someone's story, that is you looking.
that's me. Only thing my VAs do is if you comment on a picture, their job is to respond, so you don't feel like I'm not being,
Well,
grateful.
that's some gold you're dropping here.
Yeah, but I have VAs. I have like 3 VAs that comment back to my, comments on my page.
Okay, I have a question for you. We're going to wrap up soon.
Go ahead with the question.
When you get FU money, or do you feel like you're there yet?
Yeah, I make enough money.
Okay.
Yep, I was about to tell
Have
my
you bought
business.
everything you wanted to buy?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Come on
Yeah.
now. Let's just sit in that energy for a
Yeah,
second.
I have. So it's crazy because sometimes I think I want a private plane.
I was just going to ask you, but it's a lot of maintenance.
That's the scary part. Can
Yeah.
you imagine me up, 30,000 feet in the air saying, did we get a service? And I hear boom, 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 and I'm scared. Like, that's all right. So at first, that was like a real thing that I wanted. I thought so bad. Now I'm kind of becoming like a minimalist, like more of what I can't live without. So I used to have a stylist. I used to pay him like $15,000 a month to style me.
No, your style is killer.
I've been dressing myself lately.
No, but you look good.
Thank you. And I used to pay him for everything. I shop on the internet a lot now. I used to, listen, I would tear down Neiman Marcus, and I was my sales rep greatest customer for like 3 years. And it's like, Stormy, you spend $3-4 million a year with us.
Wow.
And that is stupid. Okay? Like, it's not
So
cool
now you
no more.
buy, you doesn't matter if it's designer or not. You're like, if it looks cute, I'm wearing it.
Yeah, I don't care about that anymore. No, I'll go to Forever 21. I'll go to H&M.
We got what is it called? The Windsor? What's that other store? Charlotte Russe. Remember back in the
all of
day?
that, Charlotte
I wore those
Russe.
dresses back in those days. They look
No,
good.
all of that. Like, I'm over, like, I used to, like, this dress cost me like $500, but I dressed myself.
It's
I found these
gorgeous.
shoes in my closet. It's like, girl, buy some Bitcoins. Buy some XRP.
That's about with investments.
Yeah, buy some money that when I'm 50, I get to pick, choose, and refuse because I got
Pick,
fuck
choose,
you
and
money
refuse.
to do
That's
whatever I
right.
want. I want to tell you, no, I'm not interested. I'm not doing it because of money. I want to do what I want, when I want, with who I want, and be able to afford it. And so I'm really semi there. I'm not all the way there yet. And I think I say that I'm not all the way there yet because it's not about me. Like, people don't know how much that I care about them. The people that like work with me and stuff, that the people that's connected to me,
Your team.
I do what I do, huh?
Your team in the
Yeah,
the
like I want
community?
I want you to go, like my house is paid off, right? Like my girl Vanessa, for example, I want you to go buy you a place. Like you're
Yeah.
52 years old. All right, let's say I really do retire in the next 5 years and you're 52, you'll be 55, 56. We shouldn't be working like slaves that long. So if me and you do what we're supposed to do right now, you'll be cool. I want you to be cool like I'm gonna be cool. I have a philosophy. It's one of my rules in my book, The New Rules. I have a lot to do. Take care of me and I'll take care of you.
Ooh.
That's it. Take care of me and I'll take care of you. Like
you.
I have a lot of
And I do that too.
yeah, like take care of me. Like I'm not saying like, run my bath water, but I'm saying like you may have to go the extra mile for me. You may have to make sure my son has some food before I went to bed and I'm home, but I'm so busy that I forgot to feed him. He may call you and say, hey, Vanessa, order me some Uber Eats. That may not be in your job description, but so we
Yeah,
got stuff to do.
exactly.
If I'm busy and my mind, because what I do is I do a lot of spiritual work. Like what I do
too.
is not about textbook. I need to be calm. I need to be at peace.
Because you have to channel that stuff.
I have
and you
to channel that stuff.
It's not always a doing thing, it's a
No,
being thing.
yes,
That's where you actually
yes.
get to that connection
Thank
of that
you.
higher self
Thank
is when
you.
you're not
Thank you.
moving, but you're listening
Thank you.
to what you already have
Thank
inside
you.
of you to connect to.
Thank you.
Yeah, right? And this
Thank
is
you.
important. So you can't always be doing everything for everybody.
No.
There's got to be an off switch at that point.
Yeah, so our people like us, our team has to love us so much.
So much.
That they know you might have to ask me, like, I haven't had no food today.
Me neither.
Okay. So
We're gonna be eating
right,
now.
right. So we I want somebody that's concerned that I eat. Like if
Yeah.
you don't care if I ate, if you didn't care if I'm okay, I don't know if I really want you around me.
Exactly.
Because I love you that much that I won't quit and I won't give up on what I'm doing because in my mind, I could be dead wrong. I feel like I'm responsible for us. You know what I'm talking about with that feeling like, man, I gotta meet payroll, I gotta make sure I
I
live
take care
up.
of so many families.
So you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So for me, I just keep showing up with that type of attitude because I know that if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And I'm the one that carries the fort and, that's who I am.
Last thing I want to say before we wrap up, and I
Yeah.
want you to take us home to Stormy's church in a minute, but being a mother is my greatest thing. If anybody ever asks me, it's the thing that my children are my number one for me. Like they're just, and I feel like I've done a great job. I poured into them. Now it's my turn. I'm going to find a man and be with a man. I love your relationship.
You getting your man?
Well, I'm calling him in. I'm not going to chase him down to find him, but he's coming to find me.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. We'll talk about it.
Okay, but being a mother is nurturing. You were a mother very young, and so you didn't get a chance to be a child where you was like you had that selfish moment that a lot of people do up until their 20s. You had to take care of someone and be everything to everybody while you were still growing up. So
Yep.
we have very different stories on how we did things. But when I look at my children and I see their success or what they've done, and it brings me great joy. And I know the women in your community, you see them as young sisters or like just a family unit, how you bring people in. What would you say is part of like being a mother and having this success has makes you different from the rest?
So
Because this is important to me.
You really mean that about your children. You said it a lot. You said it to me before too. And I can
never
tell you,
everybody identifies with that.
yeah, because I have 3 kids. I have a 28-year-old, I have a 25-year-old, and I have an 11-year-old. And I think my kids are phenomenal. However, there were some times that me and my children went through some very dark things, and it affected our relationship. And for me, I had to, and this is gonna be weird. Some people may not receive this, but I had to find a way to coexist as their mother, but not get hurt by their actions.
Of course.
And so it's interesting because I feel like all the women in my community are my children.
I do feel that from you.
Yeah, and a lot of them are old. I have a woman in my community, she's 72 years old. You can't tell me I'm not her mom.
You're very nurturing
It's
with
crazy.
them. I feel that energy of caring for them deeply.
So I do. So I don't just mother my children. I feel like the women that's in my community, I have a motherly love for them. And like, it's crazy because on like, today's Monday, right? On Mondays, I speak on our meditations at 8. And normally it's supposed to be a 20-minute meditation. Today was an hour. By the time we got off, it was time for me to get on my 9 o'clock call because I was talking and I'd be going off. And today we were talking about the race is not given to the strong nor the swift, but he who that endured to the end. And the end is not death. The end is the end of a cycle. Maybe you're in a cycle of beating yourself up. Maybe you're in a cycle of playing small. Maybe you're in a cycle of procrastination. Maybe you're in a cycle of poverty. Maybe you're in a cycle of hustle. Like I tell people, I'm in my bag. Bag don't mean what we used to think that it means, like go to grind, work, work. For me, bag means I'm in my Bible, I'm in my books, I'm in my alignment season, and I'm in my grind. So, you know, the end of a cycle is the beginning of something new. So I don't just mother my children. It's interesting because today, my daughter, check this out. So I do this call Wake Up and Win. I've been doing it for 11 years. Every Monday
you
at
notice
9
how
o'clock.
consistent she is? She doesn't say she did something once and done. It's like a get up, do it again and again. And that's what success, that's what's required for this level of success is to keep doing, even when it's not boring, when she doesn't want to do it, when it's boring, she doesn't want to do it, she still does it. That's I want you to really, really recognize that if you haven't picked that up yet.
So yeah, so like today, so I did the call and it's called Wake Up and Win. I've been doing it for 11 years. And my daughter called me today. I was walking. So I got off the call at 10:15. I changed my clothes. 10:45, I'm outside walking. It's 900 degrees outside. And I'm halfway back and she goes, Mom, I listened to Wake Up and Win today. It was so amazing.
Wow.
I said, wow, Manaya, you listened to me, your mother, my voice didn't get on your nerve. I didn't irk your nerves. She was like, no, and I learned some things. I have pages of notes. I was like, wow, Manaya, isn't that amazing? You let Stormy Wellington teach you something today. Isn't that great? And it made me proud because it's like, damn, Manaya, listen to me all the time, man. Look at all these women whose lives I've changed. Why am I the woman that I am for all of these other women? They're multimillionaires. They got their Bentleys, their Range Rovers, their Rolls Royces, their cars, their houses. They're multimillionaires. And my own daughter's like, yeah, I listened to you today, Mom. Thank God, Manaya. Thank you.
Yes.
So I had to like disconnect myself from my children and a desired outcome because sometimes you are too familiar to your own kids.
It's
and they
so true.
longer respect you. And it's like, okay, you don't want to respect me. Well, let me show you that I'm worth
She's
being
watching you
respected.
though, even if she's not listening. Like, even if she doesn't listen to what you say, she's watching you. Trust me on that.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just so grateful because I know that what I live is real.
Yeah.
I changed my own life. I came from nothing.
You came from nothing.
Like for real, for real.
I'm never gonna get TSA agent.
Can
and
you
like,
picture me?
Listen to where you are now.
TSA agent. Like my goal was to be a customs officer. Like I was in awe of becoming a customs officer one day. And now
And
here
look
I
what
am.
she's done. I mean, look
Yeah.
at this creation. This is, I mean, and if you said it's possible for everybody to become rich. All right, take us home. You said a man. What are you gonna tell me?
Okay, so I'll give you this for all the ladies since
Okay.
I wanted to give this to Shamina. I give it to you guys. So before I got my man, I came up with this acronym. So I am the acronym queen.
I noticed that.
I dropped out of school in the 10th grade, so I used to ride the
In
little
law
yellow
school,
bus.
acronyms were everything. I should
you
be
went to
doing
law
more.
school?
Yeah, I'm a lawyer.
See? Oh my God, you a lawyer? You give me that you a lawyer. Oh my God, I can see you with the pencil skirt.
A girl was nice.
I can see you with the big cams popping.
Yeah.
You was sexy too.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, so I came up with an acronym.
Okay.
Because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it right this time. The worst thing you can do is date somebody and let everybody know, and then you're like, shit, he's not it. So I said, I'm gonna get it right this time. So I came up with this acronym, and I believe when I said this is it, I attracted my man. I called him
Let's
in.
go.
You ready?
Elena gave me one too, so this is like.
Elena gave you one too?
Yeah, she gave me a whole thing about her and Grant.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I got one.
tell
I got
me.
one for you. So it's called Chris. My man has to have Chris. The C is credit. He has to have good credit,
Oh,
be
yeah.
concerned about his credit. That may not be that may sound like regular, but I've dated guys with no credit card, no credit. They didn't even have a debit card. It's like, you could send, a cash app for me, like, where's your money? Why do you need my credit card or your, they don't even know that credit is important. So like my guy that I'm dating now, he got his own credit cards. He has his own, everything. Sometimes he want me to do stuff because he's being lazy. Like the other day, he said, hey, send this Zelle for me. And I really want to say, oh, you think you can send it yourself? But he's like, I'm going to send you. He sent me the Apple Pay and goes, can you send this Zelle for me? All right, I get it, right? But he didn't need my credit card and my money, So credit, the H is health. I want my man to care about his health. I want him to be health conscious, because guess what? If I love you and we're going to be together, I don't want to be visiting doctor's offices with you, because you're overweight and you're on diabetes medication and all that. So you have to care about your health, like for real, The R is real estate. You have to have your own place to live.
Yes.
You're not going to be spending the night. Like my guy, I know people probably trying to figure out, does he live with me? OG has his own house. He just is with me because we love each other and we don't want to leave each other. But he has his own place that he calls home. In Texas, okay? But that was important. I've dated guys that didn't have a place to stay. They was living with their friends and their cousin and their sons and their brothers, and it's like, no, what the hell? Where's your house? Mm-hmm. The I is investments. I don't want a man that has to clock in or can't spend time with me. Like my love language is, words of affirmation, quality time. I need you to be with me. So if you got to leave me all the time,
And physical touch.
Well, see, it's not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
So if you can't physically touch me, give me words of affirmation, spend time with me, it ain't gonna work. So if you got a job, or I don't even care if you have some big highfalutin company, if you gotta open up your company every day, that's just not for me. I don't want that kind of man. I want a man that he has digital business, online business, investments, real estate, crypto,
Time for you.
something to be with me.
Yeah.
And the S, the most important of them all. And you ladies are gonna say, wait a minute, support. Yes.
Leaning in.
I've dated men that had no friends.
Oh.
Have you ever dated a man that had no friends? I think that you need to think about that. A lot of us have dated men that where's their friends? Where's their circle? And something is wrong with that. If you are a grown man and you don't have no brothers, no homeboys, no uncles, no mentors, you don't have no coaches, nobody that tells you they love you, every time it's a problem, you only have me to come to, no. So I've noticed my track record, men that things didn't work out, they didn't have no credit, they didn't have no health, they didn't have no real estate, they didn't have no investments, and they didn't have no brothers. So you don't have no friends, you don't believe in mentorship, you don't have people that love you beside your mom and your kids, it's not gonna work. So that's my acronym, and now I'm happy, and I wouldn't trade my man for the world.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah,
Me and him met. He was doing a live one day, and he's like, "Come here, come to the live." Was that
Dan
Dance
Fleshman's
Vet, and
$1
he was like, "Come on," he was telling everybody about me. He's like, "Just look like a J-Lo." He was so cute.
Okay,
How he was
you
saying,
do look like a J-Lo a little bit.
I'll take a little bit of whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm a Shamina.
Exactly.
Right. So thank you so much for being here, Stormy. Tell everybody how they can find you and how you can connect with you. I mean, y'all just need to obviously go check out her Instagram first of all, but
Check out my Instagram. I'm on Instagram at Coach Stormy, and if you want to check out like all my links, just go to allthingsstormy.com.
all things.
Yeah, but just go to Coach Stormy on Instagram. I promise you. Go to Coach Stormy with the Y, because they think I'm with the I. Go to Coach Stormy with the Y, and everything is there. This is me posting. That's my words. If you don't like what I said it. That's me. It's all me.
And we get to be
Yeah. Unapologetically rich. Respect, integrity, character, honor. Unapologetically rich.
All right. Thank you so much,
I
Stormy.
love that. Thank you. Unapologetically.
Unapologetic.
Unfuckwittable.
What?
Nothing.